So in Illustrator, so I've done the animation. Okay. So it's step by step. Before I export it, I want to make sure that all the visibility on all these layers is turned on, and that all of the locks are turned off. Okay. Then I go to File, Export. And that's correct. And then visibility layers on and locks off.
Can one be? Oh yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Locks off.
Yeah, so no locks, but all the eyes. Then you come here and you ask it, format is PSD or Photoshop. And really important, you want to use the artboard because you want it to export the whole rectangle and not just the artwork.
So this is, so you hit export.
File,
right?
export.
Okay,
Yeah.
so use artboard.
Yeah. So Photoshop, you save it. Format is Photoshop PSD.
Okay.
And check the use artboards.
Okay.
You've got it. Okay. So then I'm going to save it into my folder. And I'm going to save it as an RGB, 72 pixels per inch, and RGB.
Didn't it go? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Capsule.
And really important is under options, you want to do right layers.
Okay.
That's what gets you your layers. So options dash right
options,
layers.
So check right layers.
Right layers.
And then how many? 72 ppi.
72 ppi.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Then you say OK, and it's going to export it. And then I can go and find it. And so it's done. A second. There's one of them here. Okay. So if I didn't check use artboards, then it would give me just it would have exported just the artwork here. So I did that the first time when I was demoing it in the class, and then I had to go back and export it like this so I see the entire thing. Then when I open that in Photoshop, now in Photoshop I want to see all the layers. So if I don't see all the layers, then it means that I probably forgot to check the right layers.
So in Illustrator,
now
every time I do create duplicate layers, same steps. Right?
Yeah, you do the same thing, it's just that you can't preview it until you export it and bring it into Photoshop. Then I can do the create frame animation, followed by make frames from layers.
So where do you click that? Make frames from layers. That was my struggle.
So you won't see this unless you are in Workspace Motion. So you want to be in Workspace Motion.
Oh, so you go to Window.
Window, Workspace Motion.
Okay.
So write that down. Window.
That's what I was emailing
Workspace Motion. So that brings up this particular workspace. Then you want to be careful. Sometimes it defaults to create video timeline. So you go to the drop down and make sure that it says create frame animation.
Okay. And you can adjust the time. And do we?
Well, wait. So one step by one step. So you get that workspace, then you go to this drop down and you make sure you have create frame animation. Then when you're ready to animate, you click on that button.
Okay.
Then after you click on that button, then you go to make frames from layers.
Okay, so when you're ready to animate, click the create frame.
Correct. Create frame animation.
Okay.
Frame.
Okay.
Okay. Then after that, so next, go to the drop down and select make frames from layers.
And that's the drop down
of this timeline.
Okay.
The timeline window.
Okay, and make frames from layers. That's the other part. Make frames from layers. Cool.
And then that's where you're in familiar space where you can now change this to forever, you can change the times, and you can play it. So now what I created in Illustrator is now in Photoshop.
Did you move it around to
In
make it more
Illust-
animated?
In Illustrator,
That's
I
smart.
moved it up.
Yeah.
Because one of the students wanted to see that. So I'm going to stop the screen recording.